of the day, where your energy at? Oh man, I'm so grateful to be in this energy of gratitude to be able to share each week with you different personal experiences that I have that help me come up with mental wellness Mondays. Today is a important key term in transforming into that spiritual being that you know within that you can become. And sometimes we become quite sometimes anxious because we can't quite achieve that. We feeling empty, we feeling incomplete, we feeling like it's just more, but we can't find it. That's the key component. It's the law of attraction that helped me trans help me graduate from my mind. Because we live in a attractor universe, in a vibration universe. If we're just looking at what is right now, especially if it isn't in our best interest to evolve spiritually, we thinking that's all it is. If we thinking what is, that's our vibration, that's our frequency, and that's our focus. And guess what's gonna happen? It's gonna manifest in our world. So if we look around us in our environment, if it's not what we truly want, we can't let that allow that to dictate how we move forward. That's the what is this. We have to connect with that inner source and feel as if how we want our life to be is that already. How you think I got where I was? I'm doing different things that people like, how you did that? Because I saw myself as worthy, and I saw myself and I felt myself, not saw. I felt myself as having it already. A blessing that we have is this feeling system. Spirits can't feel, the flesh can feel. So when we have an emotional and our spirit trying to talk to us, it speaks to us in feelings. But when we have a feeling that's known that high vibration, it might make us feel a little icky, a little funky. We resist it. We don't want to address it. So now we're telling our spirit, hey, you're showing us what's going on, and we don't want to address that. So now it keeps manifesting in the wrong way. We have to feed our spirit, not just his flesh only. That's why we become 50%. We have to connect with our inner being. That's why meditation is so important because it gives you time to, hey, my thinking is shifting so often. It's like a monkey. That's the reptilian part of the brain. It's like an infant child. 1 minute is here, next second is there, the next second is here. How could I allow myself to be centered if I'm living from something so spontaneous and it changes so often? That's what meditation is for me. Allow myself to see how often the mind switches and changes so now I can transcend the mind and go beyond the mind. Attracting, because we can't out, if we're going through having anxiety and depression, we can't outthink that. We can't say mind over matter. No, it's matter over mind. The matter is everywhere. The matter is what built the mind. So we focus on a different matter, it can shift and change your mind. You can you can unplug from that old belief system somebody gave to you that's not serving your best interest to maintain it with little effort. Cause we're too busy trying to think about it. We're not even tapping into our feeling system. We want to be spiritual so bad until that spirit shows up. Okay, if you release this hurt, you release this guilt, if you release this shame, then you can be a lot lighter. No, we cling on to it. Cause if I release that, what I'm gonna be? You're gonna be lighter. You're gonna be yourself. Cause whatever we are is already in our heart. You're fighting so hard to make sure that belief system is maintained. It's throwing you off. It had me suffering in silence. I'm trying to be something that the outside world is telling me to be. So now we have a disconnect between the outside world and what your spirit is telling you. The spirit is here. The outside world is here. And we're trying to fit and form into what the outside world said we should be doing. And a high percentage of the time, it doesn't have our best spiritual interest in mind. We have to, when we have a knowing system, when somebody come to us, try to shake us and try to move us and try to convince us that their way is better than our way, I listen, I don't get defensive. I'm like, okay, if it works for you, cool. That don't mean it's gonna work for me. Like the Buddha said, if you're on your spiritual path, you see another Buddha, kill him. Your transgressions, your transformation is not pre-written because not one particular way to transcend that trauma. Just because I transcend my trauma that way, does not guarantee you're gonna transcend your trauma that way. But the thing is acknowledging that I have a trauma and it comes from my lower vibration belief system. And we was taught to believe in something outside of ourselves is greater than us and is going to save us. So we're sitting, waiting docile for it to save us. It's not going to come. I got out of that depression. I got out of that anxiety. I got out of that um, hmm, low self-esteem because I disconnected from what the outside world said I should be doing, and I connected with the inside world. I started realizing truly how to use the law of attraction. And this is the funny thing about it. You might not know about the law of attraction. You might not even understand the law of attraction. However, that does not stop it from working. So why don't we take the time and understand truthfully what am I attracting in my world that's manifesting right now that I truly don't want? If you keep saying I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this, but you keep saying I don't want, I don't want, I don't want, it's gonna bring it into your world because you're saying I don't want it. You're continuously focusing on what you don't want. So universe is gonna bring into your world, your vortex, in your present moment, everything you said you don't want because you continuously put your concentration on it. So the world that we live in is very attractive like a magnet. If you're continually putting your focus on it, it's gonna connect with people, places, and things that vibrate like that. You are the creator. You are the author of your well-being. When are we gonna stop and pause and take our power back? What are we doing different to help us center ourselves? What are we doing to our nervous system? Are we making sure that we're sleeping appropriately? How are we breathing? How's my environment set up? Am I living in a place that's junky and got stuff everywhere? If I am, man, that's what we're doing. The law of attraction is simple once you take the time to understand it. Whatever I focus on continuously is going to be drawn to my into my world because guess what? The subconscious, which is the flesh, is going to feel it. It's going to realize you're concentrating so much, and guess what? It's going to attract everything into your world that you're thinking about. So when we take the time to develop that spiritual relationship within, to connect with source energy within your higher power, and rejoice at our essence and know that we are a spiritual being, blessed to have a fleshly body so we can feel what's going on. It's a feeling system. We have such a unique feeling system where we run away from it when it's uncomfortable. That hurt, that pain, that distrust, that low self-esteem, that not worthiness, that's the low vibration. It hurts. So when we store that and we so-called deactivate it by not paying attention, a situation, somebody can say something, or you can think somebody said something. You can have a dream and you can wake up and it'll activate that emotion that you compartmentalize that you actually didn't release because it didn't feel good. We have to learn to synchronize so-called feel good and feel bad because remember we're in a non-linear universe. We're dealing with spiritual. The quantum field is about the small things. It's a law of like we call the butterfly effect. So if I slowly, by 1 degree, change something, in the long term, the whole energy would come to the whole situation come to a whole nother energy. You follow what I'm saying? So each day, if we are just mindful enough to just watch how many different thoughts come in our vortex, in our world, through our mind, that want to subscribe in it, meaning give it our focus and energy. And when we do, we're going to water it, and it's going to continue to grow. So today, on Mental Wellness Mondays, Be very mindful of what thoughts you are consciously giving your focus to continuously. Because when we do that, you're going to tie a rope to it and bring it right to you. So let's let's manifest with intention. That anything that you allow your thoughts to think on is going to empower you and empower other people. Oh man, I love being live because I'm not trying to be perfect. We're just flowing with it. Allow yourself to show up how you show up. And stop apologizing. As long as you're not disrespecting nobody else or yourself, so be it. Stop trying to live in this so perfect world that you don't make mistakes. That make you suffer in silence even more. Only thing perfect is a zero. How often do you use a zero besides holding a place? But I'm teaching you how to connect with source. So when we breathe, it's a three, two, one, zero. Each time we're breathing backwards, in out our nose, we're shifting gear. We're coming out of that limbic system. We're going to that cortex that deals with peace, digestion, and mental clarity. When I have mental clarity, I can feel my abundance and I can see myself as being worthy. I gotta throw it in. That semen retention is, oh my goodness. Once I understood the importance of me retaining my semen to help strengthen my nervous system, so I get these downloads from the universe and the ground from my ancestors from that solar plex chakra, it comes to that heart and I can ground it and handle it. Where do you think these videos come from? I love having conversation with people and telling them, no, you need to talk to yourself more often. You thinking you don't voice in your head, you gotta talk to them. Let them know that you're in control. Like, I can do that? I thought I was crazy. Yeah, you thought you was crazy because we can't speak to people on a spiritual level who haven't healed their fears yet. Because you're speaking about what you're going through. If they haven't healed their fears or even addressed their fears and traumas, so you start speaking about it, it's going to activate something in them. They're going to like a fish out of water. You can see it. So when it happens, like, oh, okay, boom. I just activated something in you. So we're smart, we'll sit there, hold the space and listen. I just activated something in you. Let's do a shadow meditation and allow yourself to feel that feeling. Instead of resisting it, follow it back to the cause of it. When we get to the cause of it, say thank you. I appreciate you keeping me alive. Can you release me? Because I'm no longer in survival mode. That is how we stop clinging to these fleshly traumas. For whatever reason, we're thinking we are our past. We're thinking we are our memories. We only think that because we're clinging to that title or what that situation thinking it is. If we release our memories, if we release our traumas, what you think you're gonna feel? How much lighter you think you're gonna be? How much faster you think that energy can circulate through your chakras, your energy wheels? But we're too busy focusing our attention on low vibration inventory, on low vibration items. Why? It's a habit. So when we release from that what is manifested from a lower belief system, thinking that we don't have enough, I don't deserve it, poverty mentality, I'm a slave, whatever it may be, it's not allowing you to vibrate higher to bring in your world what you need by mentally attracting it. If we closed our eyes and couldn't see, and we just spent time in feeling what we truly want to manifest, and feel as if it already has manifest, and live from that, and only speak about that to people who truly have a long-term interest in mind, and allow it to grow, and just continually to feed it that spiritual water, that focus, that prana, that knowingness. And when it develops and nurtures and blooms, you have a knowingness system. You're gonna breathe different. You're gonna walk different. You even gonna conversate different. You're no longer trying to prove your point. You're not gonna not defending. I'm gonna prove you wrong. You're gonna come out of that war mentality meeting. I gotta get you before you get me. That's the shadow talking. The shadow's always trying to protect you because it's thinking we're in war, we're in survival mode. When we're in survival mode, love cannot come in. Survival mode is limbic system. It's the so-called primitive days. It's the reptilian part of the brain. If you want to elevate higher, we can't come from a primitive part of the brain, which is the nervous system. Every animal has that. We need to come from a higher intuition that downloaded in from our ancestors from the universe, and we flip through our solar plex, our ancestral wisdom. But we're so caught up in our head about what I don't have this and I can't do that what isness, how could we possibly communicate with higher frequency? Dealing with so low a vibration, it's not going to mix. It will actually probably drive you crazy because the power is so much you can't control it. That's why I'm very mindful. Pause 1 second. Just breathe. The crown chakra is so powerful. That's why you shouldn't work on it too often if your nervous system isn't whole, isn't complete. So with singular attention, different frequencies I listen to, different diets, black seed oil in the morning, sea moss, I'm drinking my tea and my smoothies. I don't even often eat low dense foods because I need everything in my body that can vibrate higher. If we have a jet engine, we can't put regular 87 octane in there. The chemicals in it won't allow it to combust to reach that speed it needs. Your engine needs that fuel, that's ether. That's the purest form of energy that we have. We need that, we not need to. For our best interest is to plug into that ether, that unseen energy from within, and allow that to continuously burn that flame, to combust, to continue to keep that flame going, that blue flame, that purple flame, that cleanse all that unfinished energy from our heart we think we hurt. Our sacral chakra, lack of flow. Our root chakra, security. Our heart chakra, oh, I've been hurt, I've been disappointed. My throat chakra, how I'm talking about myself to myself. My third eye, how am I looking at myself from this, what is this? And then my crown chakra, why would it be open if I'm in distress, I'm in anxiety, it's gonna make it worse. Like the water back here, nice, calm, and cool. That's how our body to ripple. So now we're available spiritually, mentally, and physically to receive that higher guidance, that higher wisdom, that higher knowing. Unplug from that lower belief system and plug in and resonate with that frequency within. Rejoice in your spirit. Do something different. Transform yourself. How how long are we going to continually give our power away to people and saying, what can I do? You breathe, you get up from that position of being a victim, and you can take back your power by mindfully focusing on what you do want and feeling as if it already exists. Get outside of nature more. Get out your mind. Connect back in your body. When you walk around the neighborhood, no headphones on, and allow that body to just lead you. Stop thinking. Start feeling. The healing is through the feeling. The healing is not through the thinking. That's why we say mind over matter. No, it's the matter inside that you feel. Shift your mind. So it's matter over matter. Hmm. Like, subscribe, and please share. And also, you can book a free session just to have a consultation or conversation on namastethug.com. Leave your comments. If you want to have a conversation about someone go live, leave it in that chat box down low. You can email me, namastethug, Namastee, thug at gmail.com. And remember that thug stands for true heart of the God. Your wellness is your breath. Your wellness wellness is just being. So just for the day, focus on what brings you joy, abundance, and internal peace. Namaste, the true heart under God. Peace.